Hey guys, I'm Tom Rohr, and I've been skating for over 20 years. I'm here to give you all the details that you need to know to learn tricks as fast and efficiently as possible, and of course make it fun in the process. Every trick has that one tip that you should never forget. Once you know what that is, it's in the bag. Let's get into it. What's up guys? Since you guys all like my tray flip tutorial so much, I figured you'll probably also like learning Fakie Tre flips. This one is extremely special for me because my first official pro model board is finally out. This board is extremely personal to me because I got to play a role in the whole design of everything, what I wanted it to look like, and things that resemble what I think are most important in my life. If you want to know more details, I made a separate video where I talk about the board and how it was designed. I'll link it above. Let's learn Fakie Tre flips. For a lot of people, this is easier to learn first than tray flip because it's a lot easier to scoop. For some reason, when you're rolling fakie, your board just rotates a lot easier. It requires a little less pop because with tray flips, the snap is so important. It also is with fakie trays, but you can still get away with doing them with less pop. Let's talk foot position. Let's start with the back foot. For fakie trays, I like to have my foot pretty much the same way as I do for tray flips. Way on this corner and this edge of the tail. It's so important with tray flips to do this. This is one of the main keys to this trick, is having your foot up on the edge. You don't want your heel, the bottom of your foot, touching this portion of the tail. You just want it right here, up on this edge, almost like a monkey grip, and as much weight as you can on this corner edge of the tail. Look at that. You see what portion of my shoe is actually on the board? Just the portion that's on this corner. You might feel a little bit of the tail here, but you just want to make sure all your weight is right here. But one thing to note, you're gonna have to play around with it because if your toe's hanging off too much, you might end up scooping it way too much and not getting the pop that you need. So if that's happening, then you can shift your foot to not have it so far hanging off and a little bit more on the board. When it comes to doing this downstairs, then you can put your foot more onto the board. If you watch a lot of pros, you'll notice that they do that. You're not gonna hang your toe way off like that if you're popping down a set of stairs, because in that case, you need pop more than you need scoop. Now the front foot. So like I explained with tray flips, you want your front foot to be angled for this trick. Not like kick flips where you would have a little less angle. Having that little bit of angle can make a big difference. Definitely has to do with the way that you flick off your board. Also, some adjustments you can make with your front foot. You can try moving it forward or backward on your board. Forward more like this. That'll help you rotate a little bit slower if you're over rotating it. And if you go backward more, closer to your tail, that's gonna help you rotate it more. So depending on how they're working, make those adjustments. I like to have mine pretty much in the center of the board, just like I do tray flips. I teach this in a lot of my tutorials, but how you get your feet into the position also plays a big role in your balance and how well you pop and control the trick. We all have a tendency to just want to jump really quickly and then pop, and it's okay to hop initially to get into the position. I do a slight hop with my feet and then shift them into the perfect position, which really helps improve your balance, so you'll be ready to pop it. Now let's get into weight. This is very important with this trick. You need to have as much weight on your back foot as you can. Just enough on your front foot to hold the board down and to get a flick, but weight is super important with tray flips and fakie tray flips. And you want to bend with your body weight leaning over your back leg more. So you can see, look at one in slow motion, look how I'm leaning and how I'm bending down above my back leg. You can even see that my back leg is bent a little bit more than my front leg. Put all that weight down on that corner of the board like I explained. Squatting is so important with this trick, just like with a lot of other ones that require pop and having a lot of weight on one foot. Now let's talk shoulders. This trick is weird because I notice that I'm pretty much looking backwards as I roll up to it. So with tray flips, I taught that you have to be looking more forward versus being parallel with your board. And with fakie trays, it's really just a backward tray flip. So I just pretend that I'm going backwards on a tray flip. But of course, if you haven't done tray flips yet, you don't know that, that's okay. But just think, you don't have to look ahead of you. It's actually okay to be looking this way. That angle makes a huge difference in this trick. So I look ahead of me at first, but as my feet get into the position, I start to look this way. And right before I pop, I'm looking down pretty much right at my front foot. When it comes to scooping fakie tray flips, this is the most important part of this trick, and you have to get a really good scoop for it. That's why you want that foot so far on the edge of your board. But like I said, make sure you snap first, get that pop. It's really gonna help you be able to control these better. Before you're ready to scoop, you wanna make sure you have good balance and that your board is level. That will affect your flick and your scoop so much. If you're leaning too far this way, so your board's to the left, see that? Or if you're leaning too far over your toes, you'll really miss the pop like that. Really work on your balance. That's why shifting your feet into position helps with that. Get your board nice and level, take your time, and when you're ready, get a nice pop and a nice scoop. So I notice watching these in slow motion, when I scoop, by the time your board hits the ground, you're pretty much standing up on your toes right at that moment. So watch, you can see. The timing has to be so precise to get the pop, but also up on your toes because that helps scoop it. When my foot pops, I stand up on my toes, scoop this way fast, and then bring it back up and above my board. It's a really quick motion, like, it'll probably help you to just practice that motion with your feet before even trying it on your board. And if you're goofy footed, just do the same motion, but mirror it. All the same tips apply. So watch the motion of how my foot scoops. Picture this in your head, retain it, visualize it, replay it a bunch of times if you have to, and just try to imitate that same motion when you're out there trying it. When you're flicking, pop down, get that scoop, up on your toes on your back foot, you also are up on your toes on your front foot. So if you look at my feet, you'll notice that I'm standing up on both of my toes the second I'm popping and flipping my board. So like I said, have a little bit of weight on your front foot on that edge. And with this trick, right when my board hits about 90 degrees, that's when my foot starts flicking off of it. Up on your toes, quick flick. And you don't have to flick quite as hard as you think you would. The scoop is the biggest factor in this trick and the most important. Also, you don't want to lean too far over your toes because if you do that, your board's just going to end up behind you. It does help me to lean slightly back and almost above my heels for this trick, so long as your board still remains level. And it's going to be easy to lean too far forward. That's a really common issue with this trick. So it also helps to lean back this way slightly because then it keeps your board more in front of you. You almost always catch this trick with your front foot. Sometimes you'll catch it with both feet at the same time. But what can help is to focus more on your front foot catching the board. Because if you think about that, you're gonna catch it easier, it's gonna stop it from rotating as much, and then your back foot will connect with it. It does get easier to do that as you learn them more, so don't stress it too hard. You'll get it down, and the more you do them, the better you're gonna feel. Please tell me if you guys learned Fakie Tre because of this. I love getting those comments. That's all I got for Fakie Tres. If you want to support, go get one of these boards. And if anything, just go check out boardpusher.com if you're looking to get one made for yourself. Don't leave yet, because I'm going to do some Fakie Tres for you and one in slow motion. And then we got our key takeaways that you have to screenshot and hang on to. Hold up! Don't leave without saving these key takeaways. Stand with your back toes on that back edge of the tail. Angle your front foot more than you do for a kickflip. Bend your back leg more than your front leg to help you put more weight down. Level your board out and find good balance before popping. Stand up on your toes as you pop and scoop. And finally, focus on the pop first, then the scoop. Thanks for watching another tutorial, guys. You!